Dreamteam. It's Brit Johanna Dragenset and Tineke Hakvoort. And this is a Facebook Live by the Best Life Creation Society. The most uplifting society on this globe. And, we love to be here to grow and expand together with you. Because, you are very important. And together we can grow and expand even more. So feel free to comment. Also, if you watch this broadcast later, comment, because we're still growing and expanding, even at a later date. So yes, and every week we expand by an awesome quote. And this week's quote is by a wonderful, amazing, divine lady. Her name is Shaneta. And, Brit, let us know what a quote is.
Yes. Today's quote is, when we love ourselves, we honor God's creation. So this is like a follow-up of our previous, from last week.
It is.
I don't think we can talk too much about love, so I'm sure it's okay. So I'll read it again.
Yes.
When we love ourselves, we honor God's creation.
Well, and thank you, Shaneta. And this is the fun bit. Shaneta was commenting last week, and we thought, wow, this is a beautiful expression, quote, or however you want to say it. So, maybe when you comment, we can use it for next week. You never know. So yes, let's expand on it, Brit.
Yeah. So God's creation, what is that? I mean, everything is part of God's creation. Yeah. We as human beings, plants, nature, with its minerals, everything, and the animals, of course, and birds, we're all God's creation. So this loving ourselves means, let's say, I like sometimes to start from the opposite end.
We love that.
If I don't love myself, that means I don't love God's creation, because He created me. So that's like, for me, bottom line is, okay, when I start thinking I'm not good enough, I'm not as good as the others, they are better than me, I'm not strong enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this or that, whatever criticism of ourselves, it means basically that we're criticizing God, because He created us. There are many things to get into.
But this is a wonderful way to see it and to explain it. Because sometimes it's the whole concept of God can be a bit, for certain people, challenging is not the right word, but they feel a little bit uncomfortable, or
and that could come from our religious cultures, from upbringing, whatever, wherever that comes from. We have a different relationship to God, or no relationship, whatever, and that's okay.
Yes,
because we are created by this force, this source. And we don't need to criticize ourselves or criticize others, for that matter, because we're this way or that way.
Yes. And that's so true. And also, what I felt when I read it, I felt like when we love ourselves, then there is peace, right? Because then, the opposite is not loving ourselves, but then we're criticizing and hating, and etc., etc., etc. So when we love ourselves, then there is peace. But then there is also so much the alignment with all that is, or but also the the pure feeling of creating, or being created, or yeah. Oh, Jen says, oh, I love this explanation, but it's beautiful. Yeah.
I was thinking about so what is it when we love ourselves? What is it that we're loving? I mean, what am I? Of course I am this
deep question.
Yeah. Do you have any immediate comments to that or thoughts?
What am I? I am, well, the first thing, pure love energy. But then, that's my first thought. And then my human brain kicks in, saying, really? No. Right? So I think sometimes that is our human mind is amazing, and sometimes it's a little bit confusing. Me or us, or but
but that's just how it is when we don't feel really what you were talking about. When we feel good, then things are flowing and it's easy. But when we don't feel good, that just means our human self, our material, our mind, whatever, is busy doing what you were just demonstrating. Really, criticizing and that's different, because our inner being, really what you were saying, this I don't remember what you said, but this is our connection, our connection to source, the reflection of source in us. When we are aligned with that and agreeing with that, then we're at peace, then we feel good. So this not feeling so good, when it's that way, it's that we let our mind or our physical self take the lead, so to say.
And I think in many religions, it's they also talk about that God lives in us, in our heart, and this reminded me, just, I don't know why, but, I love to share this funny story. It's my nephew. My nephew is, then he was about 4, and my sister and her husband were renovating the shower. So they just washed in the sink, and then one day my sister said to her children, "Oh, the shower is ready, so we can have a shower today." And he said, "Oh, I'm so relieved, because now I can take God. I can give God a wash as well." So my sister said, "Huh? What are you talking about?" And he said, "Yeah, because he lives in my heart, so I can give him a wash." And I thought that was, that is so beautiful, because it's so pure, right?
So cute.
Yeah, so funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It just came in.
Yeah.
And it's very, and I think, I said pure, perfect, loving energy. So what is it for you?
What is what?
Well, your God's creation.
Yeah, my God's creation. I see it as
who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
You know, I think that part of me is reflecting like a sun ray. The sun doesn't come down into the mirror if we hold a mirror, but it's a sun ray. And I think about it the same way. It's not like God is physically coming into my heart, but the reflection of God's qualities are in all of us. That's how I see it. And then we can choose to develop them or not. You know, that's our choice. But that was given, as far as I'm seeing it, that was given to us by God. And part of God's perfect creation is our free will.
Oh, yes.
So that is also
That
an
is so
interesting,
true.
that, you know, how do we think about that when we choose this way or that way? Or are we still, you know, perfect in God's eyes?
Yeah. Oh, true. But, and Jen adds a comment. She says, we all have our own unique perspective. And that is also the free will, right?
Yeah,
having
absolutely.
your own way of looking at it. And she says, we are each expanding the universe and all that is, as no one else can. So together, we are, well, building this beautiful universe, creating more. And, well, I think the more we love ourselves, the more love we can expand.
Yeah. And what the end of what Jen was saying there, the fact that only each of us are the only ones that can give and expand the universe in what we have. So why do we continue comparing ourselves to each other or to others? Why is it so hard to trust that I'm good enough, you know, that I am important in this big?
Yes.
That's what we hear, and we can really trust that. Yeah.
Well, I feel everyone has their own journey, right?
Yeah.
And why is it so hard? Yeah, probably because, well, we grew up with certain beliefs.
Yeah.
And, well, when you're a child, when you look at children, you see this beautiful connection. You know, they're themselves, they cry when they're sad or hurt, they laugh out loud. They don't care about what other people think. But then, well, then we have to adjust or something. And I think later maybe we unadjust. I don't know.
Isn't that what we're doing here?
I
kind
think
of helping
so.
each other
Yes.
unadjust. That's a good word.
Unadjust. Well, we created a new word.
Adjust back to who we really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. And probably also, you know, everything is perfect. So also this journey from, you know, adjusting to whatever was needed to appreciate it so much more. Right? And to enjoy it even more. That's the contrast. You know, when we have contrast, we also appreciate.
That is such an important point, that because sometimes it may seem like a horrible thing happening or terrible things going on, but then in hindsight we can see that was what sparked something that put me on my path to where I am now.
Yeah.
So it's actually a help if we are able to look at it that way. Many. Usually in, like when you say, usually when there's contrast or things we don't like, there's always something that sparks the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's read Jacqueline's comment. Hi, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
We are co-creators. We are made in the image of God. In essence, we are the same as we are one. We are absolute bliss consciousness. Mm. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, this is important. In essence, because our essence is this connection to the divine, and that is the same in all of us.
And this is so beautiful because all these different comments, each written from our own perspective. That is so beautiful because that helps us to expand even more.
Mm. Yeah, and Jen says, our diversity adds to the richness of all that is becoming. That is so true.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be boring if we were all the same? I don't even want to think about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's doing the same.
Yeah. No, that wouldn't work. We would have no expansion. There would be no expansion.
No. And no fun at all. I don't think so.
No. So, like Jen says, our adversity adds to the richness. So let's enjoy the richness of all that is becoming.
So true. Well, what a great quote, Shanita. Awesome. And so, yeah, I love it. So do you have more to add, Brit?
I think this is it for now, for today.
Well, let's continue next time. Always such so nice to be with all of you and to grow and expand together, right? And before we wrap this up, let's invite you to all the Facebook lives. We have awesome workshops on Monday and Wednesday, and also a Norwegian one on Monday. Right? On Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, Monday.
On Monday. So lots of fun. If you want to know more about the membership, please reach out. For now, have a happy day, happy weekend, happy week, and, well, meet you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
And